Welcome back to Seasons, and today we're going to be talking about stones of remembrance, and we're going to be taking that from Joshua chapter 4. Now this is right after Joshua just led the children of Israel across the Jordan, and their feet were finally on the promised land. Joshua called the 12 leaders, one for every tribe of Israel, and told them to go get some large stones from the river and to pile them up on the shore. And why did he do that? Well, starting at about verse 5, Joshua 4, Joshua says that when your children ask in the times to come, "What do those stones mean to you?" then you shall tell them about the waters of the Jordan being cut off before the ark of the covenant of the Lord. So these stones shall be to the people of Israel a memorial forever. I've heard a lot of teaching on this particular chapter, and there are many theologians who say that one reason why the children of Israel kept on falling into sin was because they forgot. And why did they forget? Because the previous generation had not told the stories and the testimonies of God's faithfulness, his power, and his desire to interact with his children. I believe in the power of the testimony. Not only does it build me up to remember all the things that God has done, but when I share those testimonies with others, it builds their faith up where they can believe God to move in the same way that he moved in my life. Because if God moves in my life, he sure can move in anybody else's life. There are some memories that I have deliberately etched in my heart, and I intentionally take it upon myself to never forget those precious moments. I lay my stones of remembrance here. Here's a few. A spectacular view of a paradise that rivaled anything from the Lord of the Rings, as I traveled with companions on a day excursion in Thailand. And I talked about that earlier. The link is right there. The warm, loving brown eyes of a brother in Christ as we bid each other farewell, knowing that we would probably never see each other again this side of eternity. And yet knowing we had a bond, an unshakable bond, that crossed language and cultural barriers. The deep, reassuring, tangible presence of God quieting my fears in a time of great stress and crisis. A private Easter service attended only by myself and two good friends as we danced on top of a hill, unable to contain the spontaneous joy and gratitude at the promise of a new life. The soft touch of a loving elderly auntie's hand on my cheek. Resolve with me to be alert to every blessing God brings our way and to live our lives with purposeful gratitude. Resolve to live in an awareness that God continues to bless, instruct, and guide us, even during the times of darkness and deep personal struggle. Resolve to set within your spirit stones of remembrance so that no life experience the Lord sends our ways will slip into the dusty confines of forgetfulness. Each time you write down or make a mental note or tell somebody else about what God has done in your life, it's like you are putting a paving stone into place upon your path. And as these pieces fit together, they become a trip-free zone. So you won't be so apt to trip on unbelief and fear when you face similar situations that you faced in the past. because the testimonies of God seeing you through that trial will smooth the way so you can walk through to the other side without falling on your face.